Welcome back to BSpice. In this session, we'll continue the OT cybersecurity, wherein we'll focus on defense in depth architecture capabilities. So, defense in depth architecture capability in the sense we have four layers actually. Layer one, which talks about security management, this one, and layer two, we have physical security, and layer 3 talks about the network security, and layer 4 talks about the hardware security, and layer 5 talks about software security. So in this session we'll talk about the security management and physical security. So the rest, like network, it will be in the next video, and the software and hardware will be the third video. Okay. So with that good note, I will, continue the details. Okay. Overall, integration between IT and OT is increasing as organizations adapt to changing local and global needs and requirements, isn't it? So, utilizing the principle of a defense in depth architecture to systematically layer security controls, including people, process, and technology, can help organizations strengthen their overall cybersecurity defenses. I hope you agree with this statement. So, as a result, adversaries may find it increasingly difficult to penetrate the environment without detection. So, that's a good thing. So, in this session, we'll discuss about specific defense in-depth layers, including the topics and ideas for organization to consider when developing and implementing their defense in-depth strategy, cybersecurity architecture. So you may be, asking, right, where is the practical examples, right? Yeah, this is the one, friends. I'm going to talk with some examples so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, right. So let's talk about the layers. Yes, as I said earlier, layer one, which more on administrative policies and procedures, security management. Layer two is more on a physical controls, physical security. Layer three is on the network aspects, very important. I'm going to cover that in the next video. And layer four, it talks about the hardware, and layer five also very important, which is about the software. Okay, right. So let's get started with layer one, security management. Security management or governance is the overarching cybersecurity program that supports the OT environment. So basically, again, as I said, it's a policy and procedures. We had covered extensively actually. This one as part of IEC 62443. So we have covered so much of security program and policies. You can refer if you are interested actually. That's a point. So these programmatic and organizational decision will guide and impact the decision made for the other defense in depth layers. So basically this is the like overall policy and procedure, administrative controls. So what is what, how and all we have already dealt. That is in the IEC 62443 series of videos. So as a result, organization should complete this layer before attempting to implement the other layers. So that is the point here. Okay. Now I go into the second layer, physical security. Physical security measures are designed to reduce the risk of accidental or deliberate loss or damage to assets and surrounding environment. That is the physical security measure meaning, right? So what is the example? Safeguarded assets may include control system, DCS, PLC, tools, equipment, the environment itself, and the surrounding community, intellectual property, including proprietary data like process setting, customer information. So all these we need to safeguard, isn't it? So a defense in-depth solution to physical security to consider the attributes in the next slide. I'm going to talk about the physical security attributes. What are all the attributes we should focus in the next slide with typical examples. You have been waiting for this very long time, right? Okay. Yeah. So first one in the physical security is the protection of physical location itself. So classical physical security consideration typically include the architecture of layered security measures. The architecture itself that creates several physical barriers around the building, facility rooms, equipment, and other informational assets. That is the physical security consideration. Then physical security control should be implemented to protect the physical location and may include fences, anti-vehicle ditches, and also earther mounts, walls, reinforced barricades, gates, door, cabinet, locks, guards, etc. All these comes under the physical locations. Okay, right. So that's about the protection of physical location. Then now under layer 2 again, physical access control. Equipment cabinet should be locked when not required for operation or safety, and wiring should be neat and contained within cabinets or under the floors. Additionally, consider keeping all computing and networking equipment in a secured areas. Keys of assets, OT assets like PC, safety system should be in a run position at all times unless they are being actively programmed. So this is about the physical access control. Okay. Right. Under layer 2, again the third item, access monitoring system. Access monitoring system include electronic surveillance capabilities such as still and video cameras, sensors, identification system like batch readers, biometric scanner, electronic keypads. All these we need to have a control. So such devices do not typically prevent access to a particular location. Rather, they store and record either the physical presence or the lack of physical presence of individual, vehicle, animal, or other physical activities. Basically, it does not prevent any access, but they store and record. That is the one, physical access monitoring system. So adequate lighting should be provided based on the type of access monitoring device deployed. These systems can also, sometimes alert or initiate action upon detection of unauthorized access. So this is about the access monitoring system. Then under layer 2 again, we have a people and asset tracking. Locating people and vehicles in a facility can be important for both safety and security reason. Asset location technologies can be used to track the movements of people, vehicles to ensure that they are stay in a authorized area, to identify personnel who may need assistance, and to support them emergency response. So that's all I have for this session, friends. So the next session, I'll continue this defense in depth architecture capabilities part 2, wherein we'll exclusively focus on network security. Very, very important topic. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.